Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, Ivy got a fantastic story for you that proves a sharp mind is often more powerful than brute force. It's a classic tale about two crows, a wicked snake, and a very clever plan. So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's dive right in. Our story begins in a grand old banyan tree. This tree was home to a lovely pair of crows, a husband and wife, who had built a cozy nest for themselves high up in its branches. It was their perfect little sanctuary, a place where they hoped to raise their family. But they weren't the only residents of this magnificent tree. Down below, in a dark hollow at the base of the trunk, lived a sinister black cobra. For a long time, the crows and the cobra coexisted, but a dark shadow loomed over the crow's happiness. Every time the mother crow laid her eggs and they hatched into tiny chirping chicks, a tragedy would strike. The black cobra, driven by its predatory instincts, would slither its way up the massive trunk, find their nest, and devour their helpless newborns. The parent crows were heartbroken. They tried everything they could to protect their young, squawking and diving at the snake, but they were no match for its size and venom. Despair began to set in as they watched their family get destroyed time and time again. Feeling utterly helpless and on the verge of giving up their home, the crows decided they needed help. They knew of a wise old jackal who lived in a neighboring banyan tree. The jackal had a reputation for being cunning and incredibly smart, solving problems that seemed impossible to others. With heavy hearts, they flew over to his tree and found him resting in the shade. They poured out their sad story, explaining the terrible cycle of loss they were trapped in. "Oh, wise friend," the male crow began, his voice filled with sorrow. "It's become too dangerous for us to live here anymore. That wicked black cobra has eaten all of our children. We are at our wits' end. Please, can you tell us how we can protect our future babies from this monster?" The female crow added, "We don't know what else to do. We love our home, but we can't bear this pain any longer." The jackal listened patiently, his sharp eyes fixed on the distraught couple. He let out a thoughtful sigh and said, "I understand your pain, my friends, but please don't give up just yet." His voice was calm and reassuring. Even the most powerful enemies can be defeated. You just need to use your wit, not your strength. Hope flickered in the crow's eyes. This was the first time anyone had suggested a solution that didn't involve a direct and losing fight. Eagerly, they asked, "Please, friend, tell us how. How can we possibly overcome and get rid of this wicked cobra? He is so much stronger than we are." The jackal leaned in, a clever glint in his eye. He was already formulating a plan. "All right, listen very carefully," he said in a low voice. "This will require some courage and perfect timing. Here's what you're going to do." He laid out his ingenious scheme. "You will fly to the capital city, which isn't too far from here. Your mission is to find the house of a very rich person, someone important, but also a little bit careless. Keep your eyes peeled for something valuable, like a piece of jewelry, just lying around." He continued, making sure they understood every detail. "When you spot something, wait for the servants or guards to be watching. Then, one of you must swoop down and snatch it. The key is what you do next. Don't fly away quickly. You must fly slowly, deliberately, making sure they see you and can follow you. Lead them all the way back here, to your own banyan tree." The crows were hanging on his every word. The jackal then delivered the final, crucial step of the plan. "As the servants chase you back to the tree, you will drop the valuable item right into the hollow where the cobra lives. When the servants arrive, they won't care about a snake. They will only want to retrieve the treasure. In their attempt to get it back, they will take care of the cobra for you." The crows were astonished. The plan was risky, but it was brilliant. It used their natural abilities flying and spotting shiny objects and turned the cobra's own home into a trap. It was a chance, their only chance, to finally secure a safe future for their family. Filled with a renewed sense of purpose, They thanked the jackal profusely and decided to put the plan into action immediately. Without a moment's hesitation, the two crows took to the sky and flew towards the bustling capital. They soared above the grand buildings and busy streets, their sharp eyes scanning the scene below. It wasn't long before the female crow spotted the perfect opportunity. Below them was a serene lake, where several wealthy women, ladies of the court, were enjoying a swim. On the banks of the lake, they had left their expensive clothes and glittering jewelry, including magnificent gold and pearl necklaces. Royal servants stood guard nearby, but they seemed relaxed and a little distracted by the pleasant afternoon. This was it. The female crow locked her eyes on a large, shimmering necklace. It was perfect. Following the jackal's instructions to the letter, she waited for the guards to look in her direction. Then she went into a steep dive. In a flash of black feathers, she swooped down, expertly plucked the heavy necklace from the pile with her beak, and began to fly away. Just as the jackal predicted, her slow, deliberate flight immediately caught the attention of the royal servants. "Hey, that crow stole the princess's necklace," one of them shouted. Panic erupted. They grabbed whatever they could find, sticks, stones, and started running after the crow, shouting and throwing things in a desperate attempt to make her drop it. The female crow skillfully dodged the projectiles, keeping a steady pace, just fast enough to stay ahead, but slow enough for the angry mob to keep up. The male crow flew alongside her, encouraging her and helping to guide the way. They led the servants on a wild chase, away from the city and straight towards their home in the banyan tree. As she reached the tree, she saw the dark opening of the cobra's hollow below. With perfect timing, she released her grip. The heavy necklace tumbled through the air and landed with a clatter right in front of the snake's den. The crow then flew up to a high branch and perched, waiting for the pursuers to arrive. Moments later, the breathless servants reached the banyan tree. Their eyes were fixed on the glittering prize. But just as they moved to retrieve it, the noise and commotion woke the black cobra from its slumber. Annoyed by the disturbance, the snake slithered out of its hollow to see what was going on. It rose up, spreading its fearsome hood and hissing angrily at the intruders who had dared to disturb its peace. But the servants weren't scared. Their only mission was to recover the valuable necklace for their royal master. Seeing the deadly snake blocking their path, they didn't hesitate. They raised their sticks and clubs and attacked the cobra with ferocious determination. The snake fought back, but it was outnumbered and outmatched. In a matter of minutes, the servants had killed the wicked cobra. They quickly retrieved the necklace and hurried back to the capital, proud of their recovery. High up in the branches, the two crows watched as their greatest enemy was defeated without them ever having to engage in a direct fight. The threat that had tormented them for so long was finally gone. A wave of relief washed over them. Their home was safe, at last. From that day on, the crows lived happily in the banyan tree, raising many broods of chicks without fear. And so, their story became a timeless lesson, one that the wise have shared for generations. Even the most powerful and dangerous enemy can be defeated not by strength, but by cleverness and deceit. It's a powerful reminder that thinking outside the box can solve even the most impossible problems. What do you guys think of that plan? Pretty genius, right? Let me know in the comments below what you would have done in the crow's situation. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of wisdom and wit. We'll see you in the next video.